Well, you know what it is like, man? It's like the same thing with striking. When you see it at its highest level of expression, it's when it's only striking. Striking at its highest level of expression for me is either professional boxing or professional kickboxing or Muay Thai. That's where you see, I think, to me, really, I like Muay Thai the best.
Oh, yeah.
Because it seems like they're doing everything. So it's, if you're going to agree to just stand up, like, I feel like you should be able to do whatever you want to do when you're standing up in terms of, like, elbows, knees. It doesn't make any sense to limit clinching. So I think that's, like, the #1 stand-up thing as far as, like, what I want to see. But the only way you get to see, like, the highest level of expression is if there's no takedowns. If this is no submissions. Because then, as soon as there's takedowns, as soon as there's submissions, guys have a totally different way. As soon as there's ground and pound, guys have a totally different way of competing and moving. And you're not going to see the same... as high a level of expression in just true striking. And the same is with jiu-jitsu. Like, you see a lot of crazy moves in jiu-jitsu that you might not see if you had soccer kicks or stomps. You probably wouldn't for a lot of those things, because there's a lot of stuff that people could do to mitigate your movement that they're agreeing not to do. It's not that you're just totally controlling them, but to get the highest level of grappling, to watch it, you really kind of have to have only grappling.
Because then it's like, these are rules we're agreeing to, and then from there, you can really start to learn how to bend the rules. Yeah,
it's amazing, man. It's like, it really is like what you were talking about with verbal boxing. It's like that in many ways, like this strategy-based approaches to things. And that happens with jiu-jitsu, it happens with striking. And that's what's really interesting about martial arts more than, you know, like, people look at it in terms of, like, this, you know, exciting, violent thing, this rah-rah macho thing, which it definitely certainly is. That's definitely certainly a part of the appeal of MMA. But also what the appeal is that it's insanely difficult to do, and you have to be insanely brave to choose to do it for a living. And it's insanely dangerous, because you might get shinned in the face. You might get flying knee knockout. Like there's a recent fight between Chris Weidman and Yoel Romero. Did you see that fight?
Yeah, I saw a clip.
Dude, Weidman was doing really well in that fight too, and Yoel Romero launched this flying knee that hit him dead in the head, just boom, and just crushed him. And I remember watching that going, and that's Chris Weidman. That's not like a regular dude. That's former UFC champion Chris Weidman, one of the baddest motherfuckers on planet Earth. And Yoel Romero just did that to him. That is a sport that is like no other.
Any given Sunday, man.
What are you going to say, Jamie? George St. Pierre signs to return to the UFC. Yeah, I heard. I was talking to my friend Steffi Crooklyn from Twitter. Steffi Hayes, the writer, and she was telling me about this. She actually was the one to break the news to me. So George St. Pierre is going to fight again. Good for him, man. Took some time off, chilled out, feels good. Still training. That's the thing about George. Never got out of shape at all. Constantly training, constantly learning. I bet he's better than ever. I bet he comes back and people think that he's going to have lost a step. I bet he's better than ever. He wouldn't be coming back if he wasn't. And I've been hearing crazy shit about his grappling. I've been hearing his grappling's just off the chain. It's just better than ever.
That underestimating someone is a huge advantage and a tool.
Well, especially a guy like George St. Pierre.
Man.
I mean, George St. Pierre did not become George St. Pierre by, you know, not knowing what's up. He knows what he's doing. If he's coming back, it's because he knows he's healed up, probably better than ever. He's going to be really interesting to watch him return, because he's different in the way he approaches fighting, I think, than almost anybody before him, and he influenced so many people after him in that he's like almost has no ego when it comes to like listening to his coaches and like absorbing information and you know, being taught. And you see him rolling and training and drilling with people. And I've had the opportunity to drill with him and do some kick moves with him, go over some stuff, and he's just so open-minded and so fucking smart. That guy's a really interesting dude, because he's not a mean guy at all. He's like, you would never think if you met him that he was this world champion, like one of the greatest, if not the greatest, I would say the greatest welterweight of all time. You know, does that mean that he would beat Damian Maia 100% of the time? No. Does that mean he would beat Tyron Woodley? Might not. I don't know. But if you look at his accomplishments, he was, in my opinion, the greatest welterweight of all time. And super nice guy. Smart. Speaks 2 languages, fluent English and fluent French. Really fascinating guy, man. So if he's coming back after this amount of time off, he knows what the fuck he's doing. He's gonna come strong. He's gonna look awesome. Or, you know, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. That's possible too.
Also today, wagering's opened up for McGregor Mayweather.
Ooh.
How can you do that if it hasn't really been signed?
It has to take place before May 31st, 2018. So, like, if it doesn't happen, the bets just go away. That kind of happens from time to time. Like, the card has to happen before your fight, for your bet to actually be legit. But,
did you see what Teddy Atlas said about it? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, he opened up as a minus 2,500, so 25 to 1. I think it's Berto. He opened up at minus 4,000. So, I don't know if that's saying that McGregor's got a better chance to win, but usually it's just set on
25 to 1 is not so hot.
Yeah, McGregor's plus 1,100.
Yeah, I think conventional wisdom is that Floyd boxes the shit out of him. But Teddy Atlas had something very interesting to say. He thinks that Floyd is not recognizing the fact that Conor might just decide to get disqualified. That, like, if it starts getting crazy, like if they're in the middle of a fight and he decides, like, he can't beat him, he might decide to just fucking flip him on his ass. Atlas, McGregor will cheat against Mayweather, then proclaim himself as king of the ring.
That's an interesting thought.
That's interesting.
Well, here's the thing. If McGregor decided to start kicking Floyd and decided to take him down, Floyd is a dead man.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
He's 100% dead. There's not a thing, unless he catches Conor coming in with the haymaker to end all haymakers that can take that Irish assassin out with one punch. Conor's going to grab him. If he grabs him, he's going to ragdoll him to the ground. He's going to do whatever the fuck he wants to do once he's there. And if he doesn't do that, he'll kick him from the outside. He can hit him from a place Floyd can't even touch him. He'll just sidekick the shit out of his legs. He'll stay on the outside, moving around. Conor's a fast man.
Oh.
He's not slow. And in the first
Insanely
round,
fast.
in particular, in the first round, if he decides to start kicking Floyd's legs, like if they agreed on that, like some sort of Inoki versus Ali match. Did you ever see that?
No.
In, what was it, 1960s? Muhammad Ali had a match against Inoki, who's this famous guy who was a pro wrestler. What is Antonio Inoki? Is that how you say his first name? I think that's Antonio Inoki. Sorry for people who are big fans of his. He's awesome. But I just forgot his name. So he fought Ali, and what he did was he laid on his back and kicked Ali in the legs. See, Ali would come near him, and like he was going to jab, and Inoki would look like he was going to... He didn't have any gloves on either. It was weird because I don't know if it, like what the rules of the fight were. Because it seemed like Ali should have known that this dude could kick his legs. So boom, see, he would kick his legs, and he kept doing it over and over again. And look at Ali's kicking him and holding on to the ropes. Like, no, you can't hold the ropes. But you can kick the legs, but you can't hold the ropes. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, this was, I guess, when Ali was probably... Look at, he's kicking the inside of his legs. This was probably when Ali was banned. Does that make sense? Is that when they did it?
This is in 76, it said.
Oh, that's way past that then.
Yeah, it was way past that. That's crazy.
So this must have been, he just needed the money. Or they offered him a shitload of money. But this is when he was the heavyweight champ then, right? Is that the case? Was Ali the champ at the time? Oh, good. He's kicking the fuck out of his leg.
That's
He's
crazy.
just butt scooting and kicking his legs and looking to get him in a leg lock.
Yeah, but
It's just weird. He was allowed to kick the legs. I think we've talked about this. They must have had some sort of an agreement that it was okay to kick the legs.
They said he was the reigning heavyweight champion.
Wow. How nuts is that?
$6 million. He was offered $6 million for the fight.
Whoa.
oh man, yeah.
Yeah,
Is that enough?
Yeah, well, I don't know if he won. Did he win or did he get... That's the thing about boxing.
Oh wait, the rules.
Okay, what does it say here?
Vince McMahon Sr. was involved too.
That's hilarious. Senior, meaning Vince McMahon's dad?
Father, yeah, he sold tickets to a closed circuit telecast at Shea Stadium too.
No shit.
Almost 33,000 people showed up for that.
Wow.
Oh, of course. Of course, everyone's going to want to see him box.
So where does it say about the rules? Like, oh, was he allowed to
here.
kick the legs? What does it say?
There were varying claims over the years over what the rules actually were.
It says no limitations on kicking or grappling, and all types of kicking, throwing, and grappling were allowed.
Gene LaBelle was the referee, so that was according to him.
Gene LaBelle was the referee. Of course he was.
Who's Gene LaBelle?
Gene LaBelle's a legendary judo character. He's awesome. He's been on the podcast. He's a legendary guy in the world of martial arts.
Check out this last quote, too, from professional Bret Hart was working for Inoki at the time, and he claimed in an autobiography that the black Muslims who were backing Ali made it clear that if Inoki laid a finger on their champ, they would kill him. That's why Inoki lay on his back for 15 rounds, kicking Ali in the shins so not to use his hands.
Whoa. That's interesting.
So he didn't have any gloves on. He was allowed to punch it with no gloves?
I just said, well, I mean, he was allowed to maybe, but he didn't.
But other forces outside told him that if they...
That's what it says.
Wow.
It's a claim made by Bret Hart.
But you know what, man? Bret Hart's an entertainer, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, like entertainers make entertaining stories.
True.
You know, who knows? That could be one of them plot lines.
Ooh.
You know, I mean, whenever you merge into the world of pro wrestling, and another pro wrestler tells you, well, I know what happened, man. The Illuminati came down and gave him an ultimatum. Lose the match to The Undertaker or we will take your house. You know, who knows, man? It's all plot lines for those folk.